from your bicycle.
Where are you now, Peter?
I'm sitting here at home. I'm back home again.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everybody. Let's get going with the meeting. We are recording now. Okay. Members present. Everybody's here. No apologies. Minutes of the HACC. Where's the minutes? Minutes. All right. Everybody happy with the minutes? Any feedback on the minutes? It looks like
I've got a couple of things to say about the minutes.
Go
although mainly about the ASA archive, and but it's there on the minutes from last month anyway. You've got it in front of you.
Yeah. What have you got to say, Peter? Peter, you said you wanted to say something?
Yeah, okay. The first thing is, am I activated? And if so, how do I access? You said you were going to speak to MaxiTech about it. What happened there, Derek?
Oh, what do you want to access, Peter? The info at Hermanus Astronomy.
Yeah, we talked about it.
All right. Sorry, I haven't done anything about that. So we need to discuss that and see what there is to be, what exactly you need and want, and what there is to be done about it.
Because I think it was decided that it was appropriate for the secretary to have access. Am I correct?
Yeah. So I'm not sure how it works if there are a number of people sharing the same email address. Just make sure exactly what you need and how it works.
I think the key question is, MaxiTech need to advise us whether it is possible, and if so, how to transfer all the material on our website to the archive, because there's a heck of a lot of information on the website.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know if we want to transfer everything. We need to actually have a look at it here and decide what is worth transferring and so on. Things like newsletters, are they worth transferring? It's actually, or I suppose, the first page is our own business, and the rest of it is historic things happening around the world in the world of astronomy.
Can I just mention a few things here? You mentioned a huge amount of scanning to do, Derek. As far as the minutes are concerned, I obviously have the digital form right from 2021, which is my minutes. And before that, Jenny did it. So I've got in my files, my archives, I have Jenny's minutes right back to 2012, August. So before that, I spoke to Jenny today. Irene was doing it, and Jenny has all her hard copy minutes prior to 2012, August.
Yeah, so those have to be scanned.
Yeah, I tried to get Irene today without success. I sent a message just to ask if she possibly has any digital forms of the minutes prior to 2012.
I doubt it.
We have to scan the old stuff in anyway, so that's got to be done. I mean, it's in that book. Where is that book? Who's got that now? Have you got it, Pierre?
No.
Is it with Peter?
Jenny's got the minute book. She kept it until we went digital.
All right. So
that's right. I've just got I've got 1 minutes book here, which you and I looked at last year. But Jenny said that she kept all the minutes in a book, like we did with the non-profit company.
Yeah, so we need to get that. So that has to be then scanned in.
But I don't think we need to scan that, because I think and she does have, and I have copies of all the minutes back to 2012, August 14. I have all those Word files.
All right. So we can't discuss this at length tonight. So should we have a separate meeting just about that uploading to the ASA cloud? Maybe yourself, Peter, and Pierre, and myself.
I agree.
All right. Let's.
Agreed. Yeah.
Pierre, would you like to suggest a couple of dates next week or something like that, and then we can agree on that on email or something?
Yes, I'm very flexible. I would like to suggest that we have it at my house, because I've got lots of old documents and stuff. And I think we must decide what to do with that. And I also want to gladly hand them over to you.
I don't have storage space. I've only got one garage. That's full of telescopes and half a car.
There's space for another garage in front of it.
No, if you want the books to stand outside, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, but I get your point. You can't hang on to them forever, I suppose. But I don't know. I'm also getting on, eh? Yeah. Need some younger people on the committee with big garages. All right. Where are we now? Can we move on from this, Peter? Are you happy with having a separate meeting?
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, that's the only matters arising.
Okay, thanks. Anybody else on the minute?
We must approve it. And I think they're pretty accurate as always. Thank you, Peter. So I'm willing to propose or second.
Thanks.
And I'll second it.
Okay, thanks. So, I like the format you've got here, Peter. It looks very neat and very professional. Thanks.
Okay.
Right. Can we then move to Treasurer's report?
Okay.
Do you want the Excel file or the Word file?
Yeah, I'll just go to the Excel file if I can just do the income statement, because people wanted that last time.
Okay, what are we
just
on?
The income statement. Yeah,
right.
just that one. This is the income up to the 30th of September. So the only income we had last month was the sale of the Sky Guides. 26 of them were sold, so that brought our income for the year for the Sky Guides up to 2,765, which makes our income for the year to date 9,644 rand. And our expenditure then was, I've marked it in yellow, the cost of the Sky Guide. We paid 50% upfront. It was 1,500 rand. And then the bank charges to date have been 123 rand 16. So our total expenditure for the year to date was 6,200, which means at the moment we have a profit of 3,377 rand 23 cents. So if then we could just go to the financial report.
The Word file.
Yep, please. Unless anyone wants to go to the other. Okay, so this is really a repeat of what I've said, but anyway, our current assets in the Mobis account, we've got 11,316 rand and 16 cents. The fixed deposit, 45,000 rand. Cash on hand, 300 rand. Total, that means the total available cash we have at the moment is 56, not available, but 56,616.69 cents. Our net profit loss this year is 3,077, so and that balances up to the same amount there. Income for the month, as I've said, was the 2,600 rand we received as payment for the Sky Guides. Expenses was 23 rand 50 for bank charges, 1,500 as 50% payment for the cost of the Sky Guide. And then the maintenance projects and outreach, we haven't spent any money there. So the same amount, 2,900, earmarked for projects and maintenance. And Pierre, I've added if sufficient funds are available. So, and then three.
Our financial year ends in December, so I'm just waiting for some more cutting work at LES Engravers.
Okay.
And I will, before the end of the month, send you more expenses on maintenance.
Okay. Thanks, Pierre. Okay, and then the same amount, 3,535, earmarked for education and outreach. And then Peter and Derek, could you let me know, because I was supposed to pay at the end of September, how much I owe you? Peter, the insurance, has it remained constant? And then Derek, I don't know about you, because the rand is just being up and down and up and down, so
Yeah.
a bit difficult.
No, it's different every month. It's never exactly the same.
Yeah.
I'll just send you the exact amount.
Yeah, maybe if you could give me for July, August, September, and I'll just double that.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't vary a lot, but you don't have to, yeah. All right. That'll
And
probably
mine
be...
is stable up until about, April next year. It just stays the same.
Okay.
All right, that's the bank charges. Is that the same as the spreadsheet we just looked at?
Yes. Well, it's not the same because
this
is...
says 123.
Yeah,
is that a different time period?
No, but you see, it was 99 last month. So this is the incremental amount.
Incremental.
They charge us a lot, the bank does.
Okay. Is everybody happy with the financials? Would somebody like to, anybody want to argue or discuss or?
A nice, neat and concise report. Thanks, Elaine.
Thank you, Pierre.
I'm happy to propose that we accept it as a true reflection of the finances.
Happy to second.
Okay, and sorry, Mick, did you second?
Happy to second, yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Elaine. You've got it off pat now. Congratulations.
Finally.
All right, let's then move on. Thanks. So that's approved in second. Pierre and Mick, have you got that, Peter? Anyway,
got that. Thank you. We've covered, I think,
we've covered the cloud archive now.
The cloud archive, do we?
Okay. Membership, do you want to look at that?
Yeah, we've still got, it's 51. I made a mistake. I took Zinelwa off all the distribution lists, but forgot to take it off the membership list. So I said last month the membership was 52, but in fact it's 51, having now corrected that. Of course, we still have one ghost member that's what's her name? Yeah, Malani Ellis. We've got her money, so she counts as a member.
As long as it's not Melania Trump.
I wonder.
All right. Oh, that's strange, huh? And it's not somebody at Honors Manor that you know, Elaine?
No.
Okay, great. Next, can we move on then?
Sure.
Okay, you've got a note there about, and then on outreach.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump in there, Mick?
Yeah, let me just from my side, it's very little. It's basically there was no uptake on the two offer of dates for schools to book to the wind farm. That was going to be last week was one of them, and there was no uptake there. But Pierre had actually sent it to each of the schools and told them that they must respond unless they responded directly. But it's been very difficult generally with schools. They're all into either exam mode or mock matric mode, and from this time of year, just talking to Pierre this morning, obviously most of the activity's been on his GM, the global meteorite stuff, which I'm sure he and Derek will tell you far more about, but very difficult as well to get participation this year, although all the cameras and technology is up and running. It's going to be difficult to get it going until next year properly. Thank you. That's all I got.
Yeah. Pierre, anything to add?
There are two workshops that I still want to complete this year. The one is the solar system, because it's dealt with in the curriculum in the fourth term. And the other one is seasons, which is sort of an add-on to it from there. I must still get, I sent draft dates to the schools that have not responded yet. I will remind them over the weekend, because the next one is scheduled for Tuesday. Then, as far as the Global Meteor Network is concerned, there was a very good presentation last night by Raden Stano, who's the project leader for outreach for the whole of the Global Meteor project. And he showed us how to actually access the data and how to have a look at it. Now, for the first time, I'm going to practice it. I think I feel almost empowered to be able to use the powerful tools that the project makes available. But we're going to, Tim and I, have a long telephone discussion tomorrow. We need a fresh approach for next year. And I think the main difference is going to be that we'll have to lead initially and not take the approach that the schools take the initiative and we assist them. I think we take the initiative until they bite the bait and can carry on their own. But it is a fantastic project. But I don't think much is going to happen until the schools open in January again, because it is silly season at the schools now. And most of the participants are matriculants, grade 12s. I don't know if you want to add.
What time is your conversation with Tim tomorrow?
I'll confirm it with him, and then you can join.
I don't necessarily have to join. I was just wondering, because I had a little bit of I went through the ASA agenda with Derek earlier today, and of course the GMN is part of that agenda as well. I just mentioned that you were having problems. One of the things you were having problems with getting feedback from Clement. And I said what you said, that he's very dedicated but very busy. And she said, okay, she sees that as a communication problem, so that needs to be project managed. Her favorite phrase, I suppose.
She was a project manager, eh?
Yeah. So, whatever Tim says, I think maybe just mention that we need to work on sorting out the communication to that side. That's one of the things. The other thing is, getting the buy-in and getting the scholars to do activities and so on. So yeah, there's a few things. Maybe I should join the conversation. Let me know when it is, if he doesn't mind.
He won't mind. I'll send you my draft notes that I'm still working on, because it's quite important. And what I'm proposing is a completely different approach.
Okay. The thing is, his almost knee-jerk, I don't want to call it knee-jerk, but he's wanting to move the cameras away from the schools because of poor sort of involvement on that side. I think it's a wrong approach. I think the cameras are in the place where they are because that is the best place for them from a point of view of astronomy point of view, and getting good meteor viewings. And everything else can be done from anywhere in the country or the world, actually, over the internet. So, we could involve other schools as well, actually, besides the schools where the cameras are.
That's part of the discussion.
Yeah. Okay. I'll talk to you about it tomorrow then.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks. All right. Is there anything else on other matters under your portfolio there?
Yeah.
The maintenance, you say, when are we going to tackle that? That's on the next item.
Yeah, that is at the moment. I'm waiting for LES engravers to cut out the next 4 reverse printed color images, and then we must go and fix it to the stainless steel plaques there. The first trial one still looks very good. Dion was very impressed with it, Derek. He inspected it with his usual meticulous to detail, and he was quite impressed with it. So,
yeah, fortunately, I managed to sort out the messes I made with that thinner stuff.
Yeah, well, I also think we must, apart from these next 4, I think we must try and do another 8 this year still.
Yeah.
Do that on a Saturday and get what's his Nati to come and do the heavy lifting.
Yeah, so that Mick can honestly report back that we are in progress with the maintenance at the ward meetings.
Thank you. I've got a meeting on the 4th of November. I'll tell him that it's all in progress.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so does that cover us for projects and maintenance, actually? Is there anything else?
Nothing from me.
No.
All right. Can we go to calendars then?
Looked like a bit of an empty canvas waiting to be filled.
All right. What is this, 2025? Are we looking at 2025 or?
That's what the circular.
That's still empty. I mean, 24 is still active.
Okay.
Can you just page down, please?
Yes. Okay. The next one is active personal one by Pierre Sillier at Andres Manor on solar radio burst. I haven't heard back from him whether he's going to attend the supper afterwards, because that depends on whether his family is going to accompany him. And if his family is going to accompany him, he won't join in for any supper at all. So I don't know yet. So it's difficult. I can't extract anything from him at the moment to facilitate the arrangements for the supper at all. So that is as far as that is concerned.
How big is his family, Peter?
Yes.
How big is his family?
He was speaking about 2 other members would come. His mother and I maybe think his son from America. That's 2 additional members that will be. And I told him that maybe that might be something that he will have to cover from his side if he wants to bring his family to the supper. And so he's still contemplating about that.
Why don't we just play it by ear and decide on the at the meeting or after the meeting if he wants to have the supper or not? Because I don't think we have to book it. That brewery place, I seem to have a lot of empty tables, and if they happen to be full, then that's just too bad. I think let's just not book and just play it by ear on the evening.
Okay. I'll tell him about that. So that makes it much easier.
Yeah.
And
are you okay with that, Peter? Is that okay?
Talking to me?
Yeah, Peter, did you hear what I said?
Yes.
So do you agree?
Oh, I didn't hear the question, no.
Okay, no, I just suggested that we don't book for the supper. If he wants to go for supper and he's on his own, then we just take him and just go and get a table if it's available.
Yeah, that should be fine actually, because the particularly at the brewery there, they've got plenty of room.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any big necessity to book actually. I just like to book as a matter of form. So yeah, we can make a decision at the time.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
sorry,
then go ahead, Alain.
Yeah. Can we really not afford to pay for 4 people's supper? I mean, I just find it, I don't know, I find it a bit strange that we ask him, if he wants to bring his wife and his son, they've got to pay for their own. I don't know what the rest of you feel, but I mean, like if he's got a family of 10 or something, but
Well, we have paid for a guest and their wives before, but it all depends, I suppose. We can't do it every time. I think it costs a couple of £1,000. Peter likes to have a big fancy meal and a big fancy bottle of wine, and then the guests want to have the same.
okay.
I think. Look, I mean, if the budget can afford it, then why ever not? I'm all for that.
The treasurer is opening the purse strings. I think we must be careful.
Sounds like it.
Is the guy coming from Cape Town or no? He works here. Yeah. Oh, I see.
He's from Hermanus, I think.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, he's from Sansa, and his son is from the USA.
Okay.
Okay, and in November we've got Dr. Delhaize.
Delhaize, yeah, that is not. Yes, that will definitely be a remote one.
Okay.
So that is as far as 2024 is concerned, and that will wrap up the program for this year. I'm also looked at the statistics, and I'm quite astonished to see that we are heading for more than 32%, or actually 32% of members' attendance for this year so far, whereas the previous years it was in the 20%. So it looks like we are continuing with a cyclic pattern for attendance of members for the monthly meeting. The last one that was also in the 30s was in 2018. So we're heading for a cracker this year as far as attendance is concerned.
Well,
looks like we need to pay you a Christmas bonus, Peter.
Not really. It depends on the members and how they feel, and but that's just an interesting remark or something that I picked up when looking at the statistics.
Peter,
I do think the physical meetings, particularly at Honoris Manor, are popular. It's such a comfortable, nice place. That it is very popular, and this is why I do feel that we have to try our very, very best to stay on good relations with Honoris Manor.
Thanks.
Yeah, just on that point, Elaine, is it possible that we can get the room for more than half an hour before our meeting time? I cannot go in 10 minutes before the time and set up. Just doesn't work.
I spoke to them this morning, and definitely for the half hour, someone that is the rule. For the half hour, doesn't matter who's in there, they have been warned that you're there. I don't know if for more than half an hour, but certainly from half an hour, from 5:30 onwards, the room is yours.
So I will just make sure I get there at the latest 25 past and plug my stuff in, just so that I just take over from, if there is somebody in there, I'll say, I'm sorry, I'm taking over now.
Yeah, no. And David and I will be there to just, but I confirmed today.
Great, thanks.
That if they're busy playing chess or bridge or whatever the case may be,
that's fine. It's just the connection to the TV and the Wi-Fi that I need to get going. I don't mind if there are people around me doing stuff, but I need to use the equipment.
Yes. No.
Peter, can I just ask you, have you done in your research regarding the attendance figures, did you look for a correlation between attendance percentage and solar activity?
Not yet. It looks like there's a cycle in it, but it's not correlated with the solar cycle. So I will have to look deeper into it and see, and maybe report at the next meeting what's my findings. But there's definitely a correlation and a cyclic pattern evolving over the years. So that's quite just interesting to see. But human behavior is unpredictable, and that is not correlated with any, like the phases of the moon or whatever you might call. So that's very dangerous to find a correlation like that. But we always have to look for the physical connection between that, and I can't see anything at the moment. But maybe that's
no. I think Pierre's got a good point there, Peter. I think because the media, if there are sort of cosmic, a lot of PR in the media about certain events like that very
Okay.
big solar mass ejection and that sort of stuff, then suddenly people are aware of something going on and they want to come and
Okay.
listen and see what it's about and so on. And, do they have
Right.
to go and dig tunnels under their house and this sort of thing?
Okay. And collect bully beef and that sort of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And I think it's bigger than looking at the solar system. You've got to look at the galactic tendencies because, James Webb has got all those extra things to correlate with now as well.
Yes, I think the closest correlation you will find is with cosmic ray modulation in the solar system, and that might also have an effect on people's
I'll take your
behavior.
word for that.
Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
I apologize for triggering this non-agenda item discussion.
No problem. It's interesting. As long as it's interesting, it's fine.
Okay, that wraps up the meetings and stuff for
Thanks.
the time being.
Thanks. So we sorted for this year. 2025 we must sort out, but I think if you're so successful this year, Peter, I'm not sure we can let you go.
Yeah.
I will discuss it with you and tell you what was my reasons behind all the stepping down, but
Okay.
that's a discussion for another day.
Sure. All right. So we're on to.
Could I just suggest
Yeah.
that Peter and yourself, and if you don't mind, I'd like to join you for a discussion, a cup of coffee, and talk about potential speakers for next year, because I've got quite a number of ideas, but I'd like to bounce them off Peter and yourself. And Peter Harvey is welcome to attend as well.
Okay.
Okay.
Is that okay, Peter?
That's fine with me.
All right. So
Yes,
Pierre, you're
Peter's
going to
also
arrange
fine.
a time and day.
What is your quietest day, Derek? Wednesdays, Thursdays?
Yeah, Wednesdays usually.
Wednesday at 11 o'clock at what's the opposite, the Old Harbour?
Burgundy or what?
Burgundy.
Have a coffee there.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Wednesday 11.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Sorry,
could I
say
just-
again the time. The time.
11.
11.
That's
At Burgundy, is it?
Burgundy, yes.
At the HACC room in the Burgundy.
Yeah, kiddos. Good. 11
Yes.
o'clock Wednesday. Wednesday being the 16th.
It's 16th. Just
That's
repeat
right.
the time. Repeat the time.
Pierre
11.
mentioned 11 a.m.
Okay.
Could Peter's also involved in some interesting work. So, Peter, couldn't you include yourself in that list of speakers?
He will be.
He will be. Okay.
I won't
Not getting away
promote
with that.
myself. Yeah, it depends on public demand.
All right.
I repeat my statement.
Okay, let's have the meeting and talk about it. All right, so where we now? SIG meetings. Okay. Special interest group meetings are carrying on as usual. Cosmology. Yeah, attendance is sort of dwindling a bit on the cosmology. I'm not sure what to do about that. Any suggestions there, Peter? Peter Harvey?
Maybe we should take those to Honours Manor as well, but I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Shall we try that one time and see what happens? Will there be time though? Will there be a slot? Elaine?
For cosmology
For
to be
cosmology
included.
and even study group. The study group is not bad. It's normally fairly well attended. It doesn't really drop.
Yes, you could try. It would probably have to be on a Tuesday as well, but you could certainly try. I could ask them. Um, I think cosmology is fascinating. People, I mean, it's all above my head, certainly, a lot of it, but people are fascinated by that kind of thing. Shall we try once? I'll ask. Would
Particularly that production is so well
Yes.
well done,
Yes,
so well
yes,
presented,
yes.
and it's I think pitched at an excellent level where, you know, generally speaking, apart from a couple of, I think the last one, not last month, the one before, was a little bit deep.
Yeah, that was a bit heavy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think the ones we've got coming up now are fairly interesting, mostly. So for November, Elaine, can you and Peter sort of try and see if we can get a
Yes.
I'm
slot
just
for
wondering
that?
now, the November one, I think Peter said that it's highly unlikely that what's his name, Dr. Del Hayes would be there in person,
Okay.
and whether his subject would be suitable to the general public, I don't know. So if we don't have one on that Tuesday, maybe we could request the next, maybe the December one. We could try a Cosmo at Honest Manor.
All right. Why not the November one? Peter, why not November?
Sorry?
Why not November?
Well, I mean, we could try November. What is the next one? The November one
Be sort of the
will
first
be...
week in November. Then.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have the next one on the minutes there, damn it. Sorry.
The topic.
Yeah, episode 25. I'm not sure what that one is. I haven't got it.
Yeah, I'd have to look it up.
Anyway,
Right.
let's look about that. Talk about that one. I mean, we don't have to decide here and now.
No.
So we can talk about it, and we'll correspond on email.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
So that would be the first Tuesday in November.
That would be the first Tuesday in November, being the 5th of November.
Okay.
So, Peter, study group is going to happen on October 29th, is it?
Yeah, that's going to happen. Definitely. There's one we were supposed to do last month. Does the brain create self? It is actually, I sent you a link for that one, Derek. I don't know if you had a look at it.
Yeah, Brian Green, was it?
It is an extremely interesting one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I have looked at it. It does look interesting. All right.
And I propose that in the November one, I've got another Brian Green one that I'd like to propose. It's also good, but I'll tell you more about that later.
Okay. Observing the moon.
Yeah, that you know, Peter Kogel actually, I thought, made a magnificent effort there and got some a couple of useful photographs on the 10th first quarter. I'm sorry, not no. I'm talking about
you're talking about the occultation.
The occultation of
Antares.
Antares. Yeah, I know that you didn't work out for you, Derek.
I did seriously think about trying to photograph it, but that blooming street line was directly in line with it. It wouldn't have worked. But yeah, he got that, so congrats to him. All right. Keep us on the ball there with the dates of various things happening, eclipses and stuff there, Peter.
Yeah, will do. Yeah.
Thanks. Okay, communication. Yeah, website. We got to talk about that database. Back up to ASA. Newsletter. Again, a great job. Thanks very much. Sky Maps.
Can I just ask you, with your president's hat on, has Lyrica ever commented on the quality of Hermanus's publications? I think they're the best in the country. And I've actually said so at council meetings, but
Yeah.
have you picked up any vibes from her?
Not actually, no. Maybe she doesn't want to become too partisan about things. I don't know.
But they are excellent, and I
Yeah.
really think the best in the country.
Yeah, we're hoping at the next ASA meeting to get a whole lot of new centre heads and stuff like that, and a bit of fresh blood and so on in the ASA meetings. So let's see how it goes. That was part of my discussion with her, was how to get them more involved in ASA. Okay. All right. Any comments on newsletters, Sky Maps, and website? Besides that,
Just I think if the newsletter could contain some of the global meteorite stuff, it would be good. I've sent various pictures and stuff to Peter, but I think anything that you know, it's a project which would be nice to be covering as outreach, and I think it's something that Piers is doing for the whole country.
yeah.
If
Okay.
If I may just say something.
There was a
about the-
nice article in a Manasseh, which maybe we can pull it out, extract that from Manasseh with their permission, and maybe send it as a separate little article newsletter to our members.
Yeah, because it's just a matter of having it there as a link, just so people are aware of the, you know, the
Yeah.
extent of that. And there's people, I think even Bill was saying there were people wanting to see if Pakistan could come in on one of our cameras as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's I think it's great that we're doing that, and that center or the sensor hall is such a you know, that center is such a good technology place to be running it as well. So there's a lot of potential there, I think.
Yeah, if I extract the Manasseh article on the GMN as a separate article, and we send that to members, would there be an objection to that, or?
No,
I mean, we can credit the Manasseh with it and send a link to the Manasseh as well at the same time.
well, there are 2 points. First of all, Manasseh is supposed to be the official record of activities of the Astronomical Society, and all our members are automatically members of ASA. So there can be no conflict. So I think it would just be a good manners and a courtesy to acknowledge NASA.
Yeah, I think let's send it as an article because of our very sort of personal and great involvement from our side as well, particularly obviously from Pierre.
Yeah. And
all
the
right.
Hermanus Sensor Center as well.
Okay, I think I'd like to do that. Okay, any AOBs? Any old business? Or any other business? None forthcoming. Everybody's hungry, I think. Committee members' holidays. Anything happening in the next few weeks?
I'm away for the rest of October.
Where are you going to? Australia?
No, I'm going to actually get better sky viewing in the Kruger Park, I think they call it.
Okay, as long as you're not going to Israel or Ukraine.
I'll duck those ones, thank you.
All right. Enjoy the stars in Kruger Park and send us some photos of lions standing in your way of a star or whatever.
And Mick, just confirm it's the same. You said you're going from the 15th to the end of October. Is that correct?
Yeah, 2 weeks. That's about right. Yeah, there's a bit of Elspruit and a bit of Hoedspruit as well.
Okay, no change there.
All around there, yeah.
Okay, enjoy. Drive carefully. All right, is that it then? Thanks, gents. Next HACC meeting, November the 14th. Can we wrap it up? Any last comments before we do?
No, thank
Loud
you.
silence. Let's then wrap it up and say thank you very much for all your attendance, and we'll see you next time.
Okay, thanks
Okay.
very much.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers.
Good night.
Good
Bye-bye.
evening.
Good
Thanks,
evening.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye-bye then.
Bye.
Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Dick.